Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again on a Saturday night here for the Nascom Online Stock Car Series. This week we're going to be tackling the Daytona Road Course. 52 laps tonight here at the Daytona Road Course with 3 tire changes, local cautions only for these boys tonight. Who's going to prevail? Road course ringers? Not sure. We're going to have to see what happens tonight. Definitely going to be an interesting race. As I said, local cautions only, no stages, 52 laps straight up. What are these guys going to be able to do tonight? I'm interested to see. These guys are out qualifying right now. We're going to have to get into this. Also, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in joining the Nascom Online Stock Car Series, be sure to copy the Discord link you see on your screen. Join the Discord and talk to William. Text the boss, Perry. He'll get you squared away. You can come run with Nascom on a Saturday night. Sessions open at 9 p.m. Eastern with 1 hour of practice, 10 minutes of qualifying, and then you go into the race. Xfinity length races, open setups in the ARCA car. Half fuel. What more could you ask for a Saturday night? Come join us. Come hang out. Let's see how these boys are doing in qualifying. So far, it looks like we have Justin Boonstra, driver of the number 23 car, on pole right now with a 156.8. Can anybody top him with that? Blake Decker currently running second in qualifying with a 157.4. Going to be interesting to see how these drivers take on the Daytona Road Course this evening. Some of these guys first time being here. Some of these guys have raced here before in official races and whatnot. Definitely going to be interesting to see how these guys tackle 52 solid laps with no cautions, no brakes. They're going to have to be on top of their game tonight. See if we can't see if anybody's out on track. Looks like Dalton Kilrow, driver of the number 41 machine, out on track right now. Dalton Kilrow from Florida lives actually pretty close to the Daytona International Speedway. Home track advantage here for Dalton Kilrow. Looks like Dalton's going to come across the line and finish his qualifying session, I believe. Dalton Kilrow laying down a 157.4. 157.4 for the number 41 of Dalton Kilrow. Looks like we got the number 18 of Jason Powell out on track as well. Jason Powell in that number 18 machine. Coming across the line to set a time. Last lap, not going to be much of an improvement. He hit a 2-minute even. Best time is a 159.6 for Jason Powell, driving the number 18. Out on track right now, looking like he's going to stop here. Looks like Brian Dees in the number 47. First race of the season here for the 47 of Brian Dees. Looks like electing not to take a time. Mark Arthur out on track coming through that final chicane. Is yet to set a lap time. Looks like Mark Arthur's going to go ahead and start his first lap of qualifying, going down into turn one. Hard braking zone into a left-hander. down to the International Horseshoe. Another hard braking zone. Right-hand turn. With 3 sets of tires, it's going to be interesting to see how these boys play strategy. Half tank of fuel, 50% fuel load in these cars tonight. I'm thinking these guys are only going to be able to do about 10 to about 12 laps on fuel. So it's going to be interesting to see when drivers decide to take their pit stops. Out of NASCAR 3 and 4 for Mark Arthur down to the final chicane to set his first lap time. Will he have enough time to get in his second lap? I believe he will, but what's he going to lay down here on his first lap? First lap time for Mark Arthur is going to be 4th best for Mark Arthur with a 157.5. That'll put Mark Arthur in 4th place. Looks like everybody who wanted to qualify has qualified. With about 4 seconds left to go here in qualifying, these boys are going to start to grid up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these guys are starting to grid up. Almost done gridding up here. Gonna get rolling here to get this show on the road. As I said before, 52 laps. Let's go over your starting grid for the evening. Justin Boonstraw taking the pole in that number 23 machine. Outside of him is going to be Blake Decker in the number 92. Dalton Kilrose starting in 3rd place in the number 41 with Mark Arthur in the number 12 to his outside. Patrick Cowgill in the number 31 is going to be starting in 5th place with Jason Powell in the number 18 to his outside. Aaron Bockover in the number 44 is going to be starting in 7th position with Tom Miles starting in 8th. Brian Dees is going to be starting in 9th position with James Bunt starting in 10th. Tex the Boss Perry going to be starting in 11th position with Doug Thompson starting in 12th. Marcus McFadden in 13th and Brad Kirby in 14th. And Ian Haybick elected to not take a time tonight. Going to be starting in 15th. See these boys go through that chicane. I think it's time to get these boys rolling here. Pace car going to duck off the grid here. We're going to get this show on the road. Here we go. 52 laps at Daytona Road Course. Green flag in the air. Justin Boonstra out to a nice little lead right there, going down in turn one. Turn one, definitely a challenge for these drivers. You've seen a lot of people overshoot that first turn in the Xfinity Series this evening, if anybody watched that race. Down to the International Horseshoe for the first time. Blake Decker in second with Mark Arthur looking to the back bumper of Blake Decker. But Justin Boonstra out to a convincing lead early. Battle for second between the number 92 and the number 12 of Mark Arthur. Blake Decker's going to hold him off as they go through that right-hander before coming down to the left-hander to get back onto the NASCAR oval. Dalton Kilrow losing a spot there. It looks like he's running in 4th place right now. Behind him, Patrick Calgill moving up to 5th place. Brian Dees sitting in 6th place. Aaron Bockover running in the 7th place. Looks like we had off track there by the number 89 of Brad Kirby. Let's see if we can't get a replay on Brad Kirby. Oh, it looks like number 89. Oh, just loses it coming out of the turn. Doesn't hit anything, though. Car's going to be clean, but definitely going to hurt him here as there is no cautions here tonight. Back up to the front, though. We got Justin Boonstra running in 1st place. Blake Decker about a 1.5 seconds off of Justin in the 2nd spot. Mark Arthur little ways behind Blake, and Dalton Kilrow in 4th place with Patrick Calgill rounding up top 5. Brian Dees trying to get close to that number 31. Not quite there yet in that number 47 machine as they go down to the International Horseshoe once again. Seems like we had another accident here of Marcus McFadden in the 00. See if we can't see what happened to Marcus McFadden here. Coming down in the last chicane. Locks up the brakes a little bit. Oh, and it looks like he just overshoots the chicane. Oh, and so does Brad Kirby right behind him. Missing that chicane altogether. Tell you what, that chicane can be rather tricky coming off of NASCAR turns 3 and 4. Back up to the front, though. Justin Boonstra walking away with it right now in that number 23 Pontiac. Tex Perry. Looks like Tex Perry having a little bit of issues. Let's see if we can't see what happened to Tex. Hard on the brakes. Oh, just loops it coming onto the NASCAR oval. Again, doesn't hit anything, but he's going to have to let all them cars go by. It looks like actually Tex Perry once again having issues. As he loops it again coming onto the NASCAR oval. Definitely going to hurt some time here. Like I said, no cautions here tonight. It's 52 laps straight up. Back up to the lead. Justin Boonstra gapping the field. About a 3.5 second lead right now going down into turn 1. Couple more incidents I'm seeing on track as we got Ian Habiak. Let's see what happened to old Ian Habiak. See if we can't get a replay on Ian. Coming down in the last chicane there. Hits the turtle and just loops the car around. Keeping the car clean, though. Doesn't hit anything. Patrick Calgill also having some issues. Let's see if we can't get a replay on him. Going down into turn 1, Patrick Cowgill locks up the binders a little bit there and just loops it around. Wondering if these guys have a lot of rear brake bias into their car, making these cars loop around on them like that. As we go back live, Justin Boonstra setting his fastest lap of the race of a 1:56.9. It's about a second faster than anybody else on track right now. Problems for the number 22 of James Bunce. James Bunce with the number 4 of Tom Miles behind him. Going into that left-hander to get back. Oh, gets rear-ended by the number 4 car. Definitely sent James Bunce around as he has to wait for everybody to go by and gets rolling once again. Justin Boonstra coming through the final chicane once again. So far has led all 3 laps of this race so far. Long race to go for these guys, though, here at the Daytona road course. So we give you a through the field right now. You got Justin Boonstra and the number 23 running in first. Dalton Kilrow running in second. Brian Dees running in third in that number 47. Mark Arthur losing a couple of spots and going back to 4th place here in the number 12 My Little Pony Machine. Little right front damage there on Mark Arthur. Aaron Bockover in the number 44. He's running in 5th. With Jason Powell in the number 18 right behind him. Blake Decker must have had some issues as he was running up in 2nd place. Now sitting in the 7th position with Patrick Cowgill in the 31 right behind him. James Bunce, despite that spin, he's still in the top 10 in 9th position in that number 22 with Tom Miles right behind him, rounding out your top 10. Doug Thompson in the number 13, sitting in that 11th spot with Ian Habiak in the number 16 right behind him. The boss, Tex Perry, all by himself out there in 13th position as he comes down to that hard right-hander before getting on to the NASCAR oval. Marcus McFadden in that 00, having problems again. Marcus McFadden in turns 1 and 2 as he looped it around. Still no damage to that 00 car. It looks like. Okay. It appears that I'm having some technical difficulties here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to go ahead and switch and be right back. It looks like my iRacing has frozen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about the technical difficulties. Had iRacing completely freeze on me, but we're back. And not a whole lot of change, to be completely honest. We got Justin Boonstra out in the lead with about 6 seconds ahead of second place Dalton Kilroe. With Brian D still running third in the 47. Mark Arthur running fourth. Looks like I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, we got Justin Boonstra. Might be a road course ringer here in the Nascom Stock Car Series, as we have the number 13 of Doug Thompson. It looks like having issues. Let's go see what happened to old Doug Thompson here. Hard break. Oh, gets in the wall a little bit and overshoots that last chicane. That last chicane seeing to be an issue here for most drivers here tonight. Not only that, we have the number 4 of Thomas Miles having some issues. Let's see if we can't get a replay on that. Looks like he gets a little loose coming down into the International Horseshoe and just loops it around. Doesn't hit anything. Keeps it going. A little off track. No big deal. Off and rolling. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the technical difficulty. I've never had iRacing completely freeze like that. But no harm, no foul. We're back in this with Justin Boonstra still out in the lead, gaining on the field. Still about 6 seconds, but definitely faster than second place of Dalton Kilroe. Working lap number 8 of 52. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, long race tonight. 52 solid laps here around the Daytona road course with about 2 minutes a lap. You do the math. Should be seeing some green flag pit stops here very shortly, though, I imagine. Get a look at the number 41 of Dalton Kilroe heading on to NASCAR 1 and 2. And the Daddy-O's number 41 machine. Like we have, let's see here, Patrick Cowgill moving back up into the 9th spot, passing James Bunce, number 22, putting James Bunce back into the 10th position. Ian Habiak up 7 spots so far from his starting position of 15th, sitting in 8th place right now in that number 16 TRJkarting.com Toyota. Jason Powell, as we got a 3-car battle right here for about 5th place. Jason Powell sitting in 5th. Aaron Bockover right behind him in the number 44 with Blake Decker in 7th place. Blake Decker in 7th place, about 5 spots down from his original starting positions. Talking with some of the drivers this evening, a lot of guys were having a lot of trouble getting the rear of the car to stick into the track. Not a lot of grip in these stock cars. Definitely hard to get the power down here at these flat road courses. As it looks like we have another incident with the number 4 car of Tom Miles. See if we can't get a replay on Tom. Goes down into turn 1, hard braking zone. It's hard to get that turn 1 right as he loops it around. Oh, not even looping around. Nice drift by the number 4 car. Drifts turns 1 and 2. Definitely a little wear on the tires now from that drift, but Tom Miles keeps it going, keeps it straight. Back up front, Justin Boonstra walking away with it as he's pulled about 7 seconds on the second place Dalton Kilrow. Dalton Kilrow looks to be running about a half second to 7/10 off of your leader right now. Justin Boonstra definitely setting some consistent lap times in the number 23. Mark Arthur, with that little bit of right front damage, is running still in the 4th spot, setting about 1:59-minute lap times here. Considerably close to your leader, Justin Boonstra, in the number 23. It looks like, from my timing and scoring, Justin Boonstra running the fastest lap times, with Brian Dees running the second fastest, as Justin Boonstra decided to make his first round of pit stops. Following behind him is Dalton Kilrow, the number 41. He is also on pit road. Justin Boonstra is going to have to get a nice clean pit stop safely into his box. Will he take tires? I imagine so. Justin Boonstra electing to not take tires from what I could see, as we have an incident here between Jason Powell, it looks like. Let's see if we can't see what happened to Jason Powell here. Comes down. Oh, as Aaron Bockover overshoots the chicane. Jason Powell locking the tires up in that chicane. That last chicane is definitely troubling some of these drivers here tonight. As Bockover takes his, looks like a black flag there, or slowdown penalty, as everybody else comes down pit road. Brian Dees, the only driver deciding not to come down pit road at this time. Looks like everybody else has come down pit road. Everybody else has come down pit road so far. The only driver to not come down pit road is the number 47, your leader, Brian Dees. Will Brian Dees make his first pit stop this time by as he comes down to the last chicane? Nice and smooth through that last chicane is the 47. Will he come down pit road? Brian Dees making his first round of pit stops. Let's see what old Brian Dees does here on his first set of pit stops. With Justin Boonstra closing in, he's about 4 seconds back. Justin Boonstra is going to resume the lead with that fuel-only pit stop. Like I said, interesting move there. Looks like also Dalton Kilrow electing to not take tires. First person it looks like to take tires was the number 12 of Mark Arthur, probably to fix a little bit of that right front damage as well. Mark Arthur coming through that chicane. Yeah, he definitely got that right front damage fixed as he almost loops it in that final chicane. But other than that, Brian Dees with actually a nice pit stop, almost a second faster than the top two of Justin Boonstra and Dalton Kilrow. That little bit of time might be able to help him later on in the race as long as he stays consistent through this entire race. As we go back through the field once again, it's Justin Boonstra and the number 23 leading the race right now. Dalton Kilrow running in second. Brian Dees running in third place with Mark Arthur running in fourth, and Jason Powell rounds out your top five. With the incident in the last chicane, Aaron Bockover is running in sixth place. Blake Decker running in seventh. Patrick Cowgill in the number 31. Looks like he gets around the number 16 Ian Habiuk. Patrick Cowgill running in eighth. Ian Habiuk running into ninth. Rounding out your top 10 is the number 4 of Tom Miles. Oh, and it looks like we have some issues here with the Patrick Cowgill. Let's get a replay on Patrick here. Goes in that international horseshoe and just loops it around. Good job by Ian Habiuk to not get into him there. No harm, no foul. 31 gets back going. Little wiggle from the number 23 there, but he's still continuing to pull on second place Dalton Kilrow. The gap is about 7.5 seconds right now as it stands, with Brian Dees about 16 seconds behind your leader. Mark Arthur running in fourth. He's about 19 seconds off of third place and about 35 seconds off of your leader. Oh, looks like we have an incident there with the number 16 of Ian Habiuk. Looks like that final chicane eating people up tonight. That last chicane must be a tough corner to navigate as Ian Habiuk loops it around. Once again, no damage, just a loop around and keeps her going. So good job by the number 16 to keep it going. It's like Mark Arthur having issues once again. Looks like he went off track. Let's see what happened to number 12 of Mark Arthur. Loops it coming out of the international horseshoe. Spins it around. Gonna lose a lot of time, but gets that car rolling again. Remember, Mark Arthur, the only driver to, I assume, take tires or fix damage or both. I'm going to go with he took tires and fixed his damage because the My Little Pony number 12 looks like it's back in tip-top condition. Remember, these guys here in Nascom do have one fast repair that they can use, so you got to use it wisely. 14 laps into the books here tonight. And Justin Boonstra, aside from a couple, has led every single lap. Brian Dees leading a couple. Other than that, those have been your two leaders tonight. But Justin Boonstra showing that he knows what he's doing on a road course in a stock car. Blake Decker looks like he got around the number 44 of Aaron Bockover to take that number 6 position. Aaron Bockover dropping back to 7th. Oh, looks like we're having issues here with the double zero once again. Get a replay on the double zero as he goes through the kink. Coming down to that next right-hander. Locks up the brakes and goes off track a little bit. No issue there. And also problems for the number 16 of Ian Habiak. Ian Habiak coming down to the International Horseshoe. Loops it around. It's like Ian has pulled off and he has gone to pit road. Not sure if he's having a technical issue or what's going on with the car, but Ian Habiak on pit road. Justin Boonstra out to an 8-second lead as he goes around Doug Thompson, putting Doug Thompson one lap down. Not much has changed since we last went through the field, but Justin Boonstra out to a convincing lead. 7.5 seconds on second place. Dalton Kilroe, third place, still Brian Dees in the number 47. Mark Arthur still running in the fourth position in the My Little Pony number 12. Blake Decker back up to fifth place after an incident earlier on in the race, with Jason Powell in sixth place and Aaron Bockover running seventh. Patrick Cowgill is running in 8th place after a few spins. Little wiggle coming out of the International Horseshoe, but Patrick Cowgill still holding his own here in the 8th position. Tom Miles also running in 9th as he goes off track just a little bit. Remember that turn 1 is definitely hard to navigate when at hard braking zone in these stock cars. They don't have a whole lot of brake. Rounding out your top 10 is Doug Thompson in the number 13. James Bunce in 11th. As it stands right now, Marcus McFadden is on pit road in the double zero with Ian Habiak also on pit road. The boss, Tex Perry, looks like he has decided to put that car on the trailer for the evening along with Brad Kirby and the number 89. Back up front, though, is Justin Boonstra in the number 23, showing these boys how it's done here at the Daytona Road Course. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as your leader, Justin Boonstra, comes to take lap 17 here. Start of lap 17. We're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, so stay with us.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. As you can see, no change up front as Justin Boonstra still walking away with it. Still holding about 7.5 seconds on second place Dalton Kilroe. Dalton Kilroe doing a great job trying to run consistent lap times. You got Justin Boonstra with the last lap time of a 1:59.78, and Dalton Kilroe last time by was a 1:59.79. So definitely close times being ran by the top two. Can Dalton Kilroe keep running these consistent lap times? Maybe even run a little bit quicker than Justin, run him down, and get him his second win of the season. Dalton Kilroe, as you remember, last race was Daytona Oval. Dalton got him a win at the restrictor plate track here in the number 41 machine, locking him into the playoffs, I might add. Great way to start off the season for the number 41. However, as we all know, you got to watch with Nascom. It seems to be a regular season champion gets some bad luck halfway through the season. So always keep that in mind here in Nascom. I've seen it happen to Mark Arthur, who's still running in the 4th spot. Mark Arthur has ran in Nascom for quite some time. Every time he's been regular season champion, it seems to have bit him near the end of the season, and he never got a championship until last season. Last season was Mark Arthur's first championship here in NASCAR. He was not the regular season champion, but he definitely was the champion. As it looks like Tom Miles in the number 4 car having issues once again. Let's get a replay on the number 4. Locks it up going down into turn 1. Almost clipping that tire barrier. Doesn't though. Good for him and keeps on rolling. Back at it. As we take, let's see here. Lap 19 of 52. Justin Boonstra still your leader. Wondering when the next set of pit stops will be. We saw them all come down pit road around lap 10, 11, somewhere around there. Probably going to be seeing him coming down pit road one more time. Remember, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, 50% fuel in these stock cars in NASCOM. 50% fuel. Definitely adds to the strategy along with trying to save them tires, especially here at a road course. You're wearing both sets of tires, the rights and the lefts, a lot more than you would on an oval. Especially the rear tires. If you're getting a lot of wheel spin in them rear tires, they're going to be shot by the end of your run. So tire management definitely key here at the road courses. Okay. Apparently I'm having another issue with iRacing, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have to bear with me. For some reason, she keeps freezing on me. Give me 1 second. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I've never had iRacing freeze on me like this before. Clearly something's going on this evening. We'll be right back to the action in just a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Looks like a lot happened while we're away, but Justin Boonstra still continuing to lead this thing with Brian Dees in second. Dalton Kilrow looks like he had some issues as he dropped back, but he is in third place as he comes off pit road. Green flag pit stops happening once again as Mark Arthur and Blake Decker both on pit road right now. Justin Boonstra coming down to the final chicane one more time. He's going to complete lap 21 and take lap 22. And that being said, we're going to go to another quick commercial break.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Your car is toast. You'll need to tow back to pit lane, press and hold your reset button, and we'll come and get you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back once again as Justin Boonstra still out to convincing lead. Joining me once again tonight, a little late, but always here, Terry Foster. How's it going, Terry?
Hey, buddy. Sorry I'm late, man. That real life had to come first, but I had to work a little late tonight.
Not a problem. We're still glad to have you here. It's nice to have somebody to talk to here at this road course, especially with no cautions going on tonight. So everybody's pretty spaced out right now. As actually, I said Justin Boonstra was leading. Brian Dees is actually leading this thing right now, but he comes down pit road.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the race loaded in here, but I'll be right there.
Not a problem. We've already had a couple of technical difficulties, as I said to you here earlier, Terry, and I think, as you told me, it seems like it's some kind of iRacing issue because I'm not the only one having problems. So,
yeah, it was friends of ours that I just said a little bit ago saying they're getting kicked out of servers tonight for some reason. So, I think it's an iRacing deal.
it must be. I've never had iRacing actually freeze up on me like that. It's happened twice already. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again as we try to give you the best broadcast we can here for the Nascom Online Stock Car Series. Brian Dees comes off pit road. He's going to cycle into the third position. Dalton Kilroe getting back up into the second position. Looks like Dalton deciding to take tires with a 17-second pit stop. Looks like Mark Arthur dropping back to about 7th place. And we're going to have to go see what happened to Mark Arthur as he's got more damage on the right-hand side of that car. Let's take a look. Going down to the International Horseshoe. Mark loops it around once again. Oh, he doesn't loop it the whole way around, but definitely gets really loose, but keeps the car going, keeps her straight. Back to the lead is the number 23 of Justin Boonstra in that tied Pontiac. He's got about a 5-second lead on Dalton Kilroe. Dalton Kilroe closing that gap from almost 8 seconds to about 4.5 to 5. Looks like problems once again for the 00 of Marcus McFadden. Let's see if we can't get a replay on him. Down into turn 1 again, heavy braking zone. Goes down into turn 1. Looks like he just overcooks the corner once again, locks up those front tires. Waits for Patrick Cowgill to go by and continues on. No damage still for the 00.
I'm just, right now, Sam, I'm just looking through everybody's cars, see what kind of races we got going along the track. It looks like everybody's pretty much single filed out by themselves.
Well, Terry, with Daytona being as big as it is, the road course at least, these guys are setting about 2-minute lap times. Fastest right now is your leader, Justin Boonstra, running 157 even, with Dalton Kilroe running 157.5s. The next closest person to them is actually, according to my timing and scoring, is Jason Powell with a 201.7.
But I wanted to kind of come in tonight, Sam, and talk about Mark Arthur in that 12. If you remember last season, there's a few races he'd done, road courses that he won when he'd done it one-handed. If you remember, he had surgery on his shoulder, and it kept him from using one of his arms. So maybe he's better off doing this kind of racing one arm. As he missed the turn. Oh,
Mark Arthur getting it all wrong in that final chicane. Terry, I know you're just joining us, but this final chicane has bitten everybody at least once, except for our leader and actually second place, Dalton Kilroe.
Oh, man. Yeah, it looks like I missed quite a bit of stuff here tonight already.
No, but back to what you were saying, Terry, about Mark Arthur running basically one-handed last season. You're correct. He had shoulder surgery about halfway through the season, and he actually won Dover as well with one arm. And I hate to say it, but he lapped the entire field as well with one arm. So if that tells you the kind of driver that Mark Arthur is, he definitely knows his way around an ARCA car. We can say that for sure.
You know, another thing we can say about Mark is, you know, we work with him week in and week out constantly, and he's not willing to help out other guys either, man. He's a hell of a guy to help out. Hey, Mark, my car's doing this. What do you think I should try? He's more willing to tell you.
That's definitely true, as he was actually in helping a few of the guys before this race. I was talking to a bunch of the guys. They were in here practicing, and Mark was giving a few tips out, but saying he was actually struggling a little bit to figure out this road course. There's no default setup really to go off of. I think a lot of these guys actually loaded up the Watkins Glen setup to see if that would maybe give them a good starting point here tonight with this open setup league.
Yeah, Sam, I was kind of thinking that throughout the week. What would I go here with? And it would be Watkins Glen and just maybe a couple gear changes. Maybe not even that for these long, like the turns and stuff. Where I'm watching Justin Boonstra right now going down the backstretch. I already hit that chicane back here in the middle, but getting that speed up there, yeah, I mean that's pretty much all you need.
Yeah, definitely, Terry. I was actually suggesting to a couple of guys maybe try the Charlotte Roval, being another Roval, maybe change the gearing in it, something like that. That's where I probably would have started, but it seems like, like I said, a lot of the guys decided to go with that Watkins Glen setup. Not sure exactly what Justin here is running, but whatever he's running, he's definitely got that car dialed in as he's pulled back out to about 7-second lead over second place Dalton Kilrow.
Yeah, I just tuned in on Dalton, and he's running it flawless from what I'm watching so far. Just that Justin's doing it a little bit better in that 23.
Dalton Kilrow, last week's winner, season opener winner in that 41. Locking up the brakes a little bit going into turn one. Turn one definitely being a challenge for these drivers here tonight, along with that last chicane. But definitely a lot of these guys are trying to hold on to it. Everybody seems to be really spaced out. Like I said, Terry, there's no cautions here tonight. So if you spin out, you lose the car, you're losing precious time on track.
Yeah, you are, Sam. This is someplace you really don't want to do that. Watkins Glen, Charlotte, Sonoma. It's just so much time you can lose in these tracks.
Fortunately, because I had to restart iRacing, a lot of my camera volumes are a little too high, so everybody's going to be seeing the iRacing HUD here for a minute while I turn the camera volumes down. Because we don't want it to be drowning out what me and Terry are talking about here.
Not that we're all that important, but we want you to hear us.
That's exactly right. Like you said, there's clearly something going on with iRacing tonight, but it's not a big deal. Just go ahead and fix these cameras up a little bit. Luckily, the guys are out on track. They're turning laps. When the cameras change, I can just turn the volume down a tick, and we'll be good. Like I said, I apologize for the technical difficulties. Not really a whole lot I can do when iRacing decides to freeze up on us, though. All right, it looks like we should be good. One more.
Justin Boonstra just going down, hitting the first turn there. Still got a well over 6-second lead over the 41 Dalton Kilrow as he just now going to turn one. Brian D's kind of running by himself, running third place out there just now. Going down the front stretch, about ready to take into turn one. Ways back from him, fifth place runner, 92, Blake Decker. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, he's fourth place, my bad. He's just now going around 3 and 4. About ready at that front stretch, chicane or turns, whatever the heck you want to call it, bus stop.
Yeah, there's definitely quite a few names for it. Oh, Blake Decker looping it around in that last chicane. The last chicane bites another one. As we catch it live here, he's going to loop it back around and try and get her back going. He's going to lose a few positions, though, that number 92.
Yeah, Jason Powell in 18, Aaron Bonker over 44. I think both those guys got around him.
They did. That moves Jason Powell in the number 18 up to fourth place with Aaron Bonker now taking over the top 5 spot. Mark Arthur looks like he's struggling a little bit as he goes through the last chicane, as he's back to 7th place. Kind of unusual to see Mark running back this far, to be honest, Harry.
It is. It is. He being back that far, I'm just wondering what's going through his head, if he's mad at himself for not getting the setup right, or he just can't get a hold of the track.
I tell you what, Terry, Daytona Road Course, definitely, as you know, we did the 24 Hours of Daytona last year. definitely a challenge. It can be a challenging track, even in cars with good brakes.
Oh, Mark spins around coming off of the hairpin. Like, I guess that's 2. I don't know these turns that well. He got it straightened back up, which gave Blake Decker. Somebody went around him while he was sitting there spinning.
Let's go ahead and see if we can't get a replay of number 12. Comes down to that's the International Horseshoe there, Terry, and this is a turn that actually has bitten Mark about 3 times now. That's actually the first time he's looped it the full way around coming out of that corner. He saved it the last couple of times, but that time he went the whole way around, and I believe if I'm correct, that was Patrick Cowgill in the 31 getting around the 12 of Mark Arthur.
Okay. I'm on 23, Justin Boonstra now. He is about ready to catch a lap car of...
I believe it's Mark Arthur.
You know what? I think you're right.
So as I said here, we got about 25 laps to go in this race, and it just that one mistake can cost you so much time here with only local cautions. There's no stages tonight, no nothing. It's just a straight up 52 lap race. So anything can happen, but if you're not on point every lap, you're going to be in the position that Mark Arthur is about to get go a lap down by the number 23.
Yeah, 52 laps without a break in it. That's a long race, man. On a road course, anyway, it takes almost 2 minutes to get around.
Definitely a long race. I mean, we're running Xfinity, I believe it's Xfinity distance. I believe the Xfinity cars ran 52 laps today, but they actually had cautions and stage cautions, a nice chance to take a break, cruise around, regather their thoughts, maybe think of a different strategy, and it lines everybody back up so you still are in this thing. And right now, the closest person to basically give... Oh, a little wiggle by Justin Boonstra right there.
I think he had Mark on his mind way too much, or he just needs... You know, we talked about this last week, Sam, about racing the track. Don't race the car, race the track, man. That's what's going to save you.
And Justin Boonstra definitely doing a good job of racing the track here tonight.
Aaron Bockover taking a spot away from Jason Powell at the bus stop on the back there.
So let's see here. As we go through your field once again, Justin Boonstra, driver of the number 23, leading this thing. Definitely putting on a good show for everybody here tonight. But Dalton Kilroe, about 8 seconds behind your leader, running in second. Brian Dees in the 47. Definitely a ways back as he's about 31 seconds off of your leader right now. But he's running in the third spot. Jason Powell's running in fourth. But he is about a minute and a half off of your leader. Aaron Bockover is also about a minute and a half off of your leader, but he's sitting in the fifth spot. Blake Decker running in sixth place right now. Blake Decker actually started in second place. A few spins there in that chicane kind of hurt him, put him back in the sixth position. Then you move back further, you got Patrick Cowgill in the 31. Patrick Cowgill is, I believe, the next car to be looking to go a lap down if it isn't Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur going into turn one right now. He's right behind Patrick Cowgill, but right behind them is your leader, Justin Boonstra.
Yeah, Justin's going to be working on both these guys here really quick.
Well, like I said, Terry, that's...
Mark Arthur sideways again. That gave Justin a big chance to get around him.
It's going to put Mark Arthur one lap down, Terry.
That'll put Patrick Cowgill next car to go a lap down if Justin gets to him.
And with the way Justin's been driving tonight, I don't see that being an issue for that number 23.
Mark
Arthur
got into the grass.
Having issues again. Struggling here at this Daytona road course. Again, kind of surprising to see that number 12 struggling. he also ran with us in the 24 Hours of Daytona, so it's
Yes, he did.
it's not like he doesn't know the track. It's just maybe he missed something on the setup this week. He was definitely in there practicing today. I know that, but it's just something's off with the number 12 tonight.
Well, Sam, you know it's a lot easier to throw a Porsche around this track than what it is this 400,000-pound car.
That's 100% true for sure. Like I was saying earlier, it's a lot harder to get power to the rear tires in these cars because the tires just want to spin and loop you around. I mean, you got to be real easy on that throttle. 23 is starting to catch the 31 of Patrick Cowgill. Other than that, not a whole lot going on track. Everybody pretty much running in their respective positions right now. Dalton Kilroe's up +1 from his starting position. He started third. He's running second. Brian Dees actually is up 6 spots right now. So he started 9th, and he's sitting in 3rd place. So good run there for Brian Dees. Right now, he is your biggest mover. Jason Powell, like I said, sitting in 4th place. He's been moved up 2 positions from his starting spot of 6th. Aaron Bockover up 2 spots, but he's running in 5th.
Underneath 31 of Patrick Cowgill, just put him a lap down.
So the 31 goes 1 lap down to the number 23. 23 again showing these boys how it's done here at the Daytona Road Course. Looks like the 13, Doug Thompson, having issues in turn 1. See if we can't get a replay on him. Heavy front end damage to the number 13 too, but he goes down into turn 1 and just, doesn't loop it quite around, but definitely does a nice Tokyo drift there and keeps the car straight and keeps going.
I'm looking at Doug's car, and he's got a lot of front end damage.
Yeah, not sure what happened to Doug there. He must have got that damage a little bit earlier. It might have been when I had to load back into the session. But, Terry, we got a pass here for 4th place. It looks like Aaron Bockover is taking over the 4th spot from Jason Powell. Jason Powell actually is on pit road right now.
So what kind of fuel window these guys have tonight, Sam?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I've been saying about 10 to 12 laps, and so far that's been pretty accurate.
Yeah, since I'm running so behind, I didn't get to load all that kind of stuff in tonight, so.
I actually didn't ask any of the drivers here tonight what their fuel mileage was, but it sounded like, from what I understand, it was going to be about 10 or so laps with this big track, 50% fuel. I can imagine them only being able to do about 10, maybe at max 13 laps. So, you got a big track here, Terry. I mean, it's over, what is it, over about 2 miles. And they're running 2-minute lap times.
3.5, Sam.
For a 3.5 mile track, there you go. We're running 2-minute lap times roughly. 50% fuel load. Yeah, these guys are not going to have a whole lot of fuel. Question is it going to come down to a fuel strategy race? Could it come down to a pit stop? Who knows?
Well, I just jumped on the 41's car. He just came out of the pits.
So Dalton Kilroe maybe trying to play a little strategy here with 21 laps to go.
And I think Mark Arthur said, you know what, my tires are crap. He just came out of the pits in front of Dalton.
Looks like a little wiggle there coming through the kink of the number 12. Mark Arthur definitely has a little bit of right side damage. Not sure where he got that from. Brian Dezo is now in 2nd place, about 36 seconds off of your leader, Justin Boonstra.
I cannot see the interval between 3rd and 4th.
I tell you what, Terry, if you give me 1 second, we can make that happen for you.
Okay, I'll go ahead and run in there. I know what you're going to do.
All right, Terry, that should get you up to speed a little bit.
That'll work right there. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right, now we got Terry up to speed on timing and scoring. Oh, Dalton Kilrow looks like he might be having some issues. It's that last chicane, Terry. One more time. Let's get a replay on the 41. Coming down into the... Oh, yeah, he just gets it all wrong. Puts the left rear into the inside wall. But keeps the car going. So Dalton Kilrow losing a little bit of time. Blake Decker also going off track here. Let's get a replay on that. International Horseshoe locks up the brakes. Oh, spins off and almost just a little kiss into the tire barrier and then in the International Horseshoe.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that turn myself.
Well, it is a challenging turn, and like I said before, I mean, these cars don't have the braking power that those GT, 3 cars have. You really got to slow down in these things to get them to even turn. But with that little foul up by the number 92, that's going to put him next to go a lap down to Justin Boonstra.
Definitely one thing in these cars, Sam, when you want to turn, you can't do the brakes while you're turning. You have to do it while you're going straight to get this thing slowed down. Once you turn that wheel, hit them brakes, that front end's just going to slide forward. It ain't going to turn for you.
It's almost like hitting the brakes on a solid sheet of ice.
Yeah, we've had that a little bit up around these areas, this part of the world.
Well, you guys have. I mean, here in Pennsylvania, it's been bad, but definitely down in Texas, they're getting hit pretty hard. So.
Yes.
So we're definitely thinking about everybody down in Texas. We hope everybody gets through that. I understand what it's like to be out of power in this cold. Last year, I had that happen to me. It was about 5 days, Terry, I went without power.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was one of the worst 5 days of my life, and I think they're going to be going even longer without it. So hopefully everybody's staying warm down there in Texas. Justin Boonstra is moving in on that number 92 to go to put him a lap down.
I'm watching Mark Arthur in his 12 and Patrick Calgo in his 31. They're both a lap down. But, well, there's no lucky dog since there's no cautions, but Mark is working all over that Patrick Calgill on his
I believe that's actually the closest battle we have on track right now.
I believe Mark's got fresher tires than Patrick does. Patrick. Well, they both pitted in lap 30, so they pretty much same set of tires, I guess.
Going on board here with Mark Arthur, you can see what it's like to go around this track following someone trying to get around him. You can hear him trying to get the power down coming on to NASCAR 1 and 2. Looks like he's going to make that pass on Patrick Calgill and take over the 7th position.
I'm looking at the pit times, Sam, for his last pits. Jason Powell, he also pitted on lap 30 with a 7.5 seconds. That tells me he only got fuel, man.
I tell you what, Terry, I've been noticing this actually throughout the race, and Justin Boonstra was the first one to do it when he came down for his first pit stop. A lot of these guys actually double stinting their tires. So only deciding to take fuel the first go-around, but taking tires the second go-around. So I'm wondering if that is part of the strategy tonight, is to double, maybe even if you can, triple stint those tires.
Now, I don't know this, but are these guys on a tire limit?
In Nascom, no, there's no tire limit. Or actually, no, I am sorry. There's 3 tire changes tonight.
Okay.
So yes, there is 3 tire changes tonight. I noticed that in the on Dan Lisa when I looked at it. I was actually surprised because, to my understanding, Nascom normally doesn't have tire limits.
Okay. Dalton Kilrow getting around at 31. Patrick Calgill.
Dalton Kilrow still running in second place, 10 seconds off of your race leader right now. And actually, Dalton, that time by ran almost 2 seconds faster than the leader.
Oh, wow. Yes, he did.
Brian Dees still holding third place strong. Oh, uh-oh. Looks like according to my timing and scoring, Mark Arthur having issues again. We're going to have to get a replay on the number 12, see what happened. As he goes down into that left-hander to get on to NASCAR 1 and 2. Locks up the brakes. Oh, just locks them up and almost gets into that tire barrier. Doesn't hit anything, but definitely locked up them front tires, which wore him out a little bit. But didn't hit nothing. But he's definitely going to lose some more time, unfortunately, for the number 12.
Yeah, Mark's showing right now the first car lap down in 6th place. So we only got 5 guys right now on the lead lap.
And those 5 would be your leader of Justin Boonstra, the number 41 of Dalton Kilrow, the number 47 of Brian Dees, the 18 of Jason Powell, and the number 44 of Aaron Bockover. Good run for the number 44.
Yeah, I'm kind of proud of Aaron, what he's doing last weekend this week.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see Aaron. He's having a good run so far, and to my understanding, didn't really get a whole lot of practice here. I know he didn't have a whole lot of time to work on his setup, but holding his own out there in that number 44 in the 5th spot.
Dalton Kilrow tried to get underneath Mark Arthur, and it just locks down the front end and just about went into the grass.
See if we can't get a replay on that.
And Dalton tried to go underneath Mark, and he just locked it up way too much, and Mark still had a halfway decent run coming out of the turn and just took off.
Almost contact between the 41 and the 12, but good job for the number 41 to not get in to Mark Arthur.
Oh.
Mark Arthur again locks up the brakes.
He was close to hitting them barriers right there.
This track is definitely taking a toll on these drivers here with 17 laps to go. It's definitely a challenging racetrack, but a lot of drivers seem to be having some issues here tonight.
Yeah, these 17 laps is going to feel like forever for these guys. Dalton Kilrow locks it up, goes through the grass. I'm sure he might get a little time penalty out of that because he did cut the track.
Doesn't seem to be slowing down.
No, he doesn't.
Only little bit of damage I see on that 41 is when he tapped the wall after he got it wrong in the last chicane. As he comes down to the last chicane one more time, hits it. Oh, locks it up again. Mark Arthur up his back bumper.
Yeah, Dalton needs to realize Mark's a lap down. Don't mess with him, just let him go.
I think that's the hard thing that a lot of these guys are having here tonight, Terry, is that they're not really on with their braking points there, especially with that last chicane. I mean, they're coming in there at about 170 miles an hour, so to get that car woed up, definitely a challenge. But like I said, the only person I haven't seen have an issue in that chicane was our leader, number 23.
Now, Sam, I don't know everything about iRacing. Will the brakes go away from you after a point? Like, you know, when Martinsville, they get really hot, you lose them. Has iRacing put that into these cars?
Don't quote me on this, but I'm going to say there is no brake fade in iRacing as of now.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I'm not aware of that. I don't believe there is. So I think what it is, it's the lack of grip on the tires and just people just overshooting, you know, the chicanes. I mean, they're missing their braking points, thinking they can go in a little bit harder than they can and just lock up them front tires. I mean, like I said before, these stock cars, they're hard to get slowed down. They don't have the brakes like those GT3 cars do. You can't just mad on them and think it's going to stop because she ain't going to stop.
No, I just watched Justin Boonstra go through the back chicane as he was going into coming off a NASCAR turn 4. Dalton Kilrow was just going into that chicane on the back. So 14 and a half seconds lead over the 41, Justin Boonstra.
Yeah, Justin Boonstra definitely has a convincing lead tonight. Like I was saying earlier, a win here would lock him into the playoffs for this season. And Justin Boonstra actually also not from the United States. Interesting fact about him. He, I believe last week, Terry, when we interviewed him, he had to be quiet because it was about 5 a.m. where he was. So
yeah,
he's out here racing middle of the night. So it's good to see him come out and race with these guys, though.
I just watched the 41 of Dalton Kilroe pass the 22 of James Bunce. But before Dalton could do that, James Bunce cut the front chicane, I guess it's a chicane bus stop. He went straight through it, so that gave him a penalty, which gave Dalton the time to get up to him and get around him, even though Bunce right now is showing in 10th place, 2 laps down.
Well, Terry, with that being said, with 15 laps to go here, why don't we go ahead and take a quick commercial break?
Sure, bud.
And we'll come back and see what else is going on in this race. A lot going on, even though these boys are so spaced out, but we'll be right back.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, back once again. Apologize for the frame rate drop there. Was also trying to do something here with the broadcast, make it a little bit better. So definitely a lot of technical issues tonight that we will get worked out for the next race. But Terry, you wanted me to take a look at the number 23. We are on the 23.
Yeah, right in front of him is your 5th place runner, Aaron Bockover. Justin's just, I mean, it's pretty much going to happen. I think he's going to put Aaron Bockover a lap down. That's going to give us 4 guys in the on the lead lap here, man. We got let's see, we got 4 guys that still sit in the pits. Marcus McFadden, Ken Haviak, Tex Perry, Brad Kirby, all still sitting in the pits for some reason. And we got Doug Thompson. Oh, he's in the pits too. Sorry. James Bunce 2 laps down. Tom Miles 1 lap. Blake Decker 1 lap. Patrick Cowgill 1 lap. Mark Arthur 1 lap. Mark Arthur is your first guy a lap down. As I said, Justin is about ready to start working on Bach over here in a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Justin here, he's been running consistent lap times all night. That last time by, a 158.7 for your leader and a 2-minute 0.7 for Dalton Kilroe. So 2 seconds faster than Dalton Kilroe right now, and quite a bit faster in your 3rd place of Brian Dees. So Justin Boonstra definitely showing the consistency tonight here. He's about, let's see here, Jason Powell isn't that far ahead of Aaron Bockover. So yeah, I could definitely see Boonstra putting Jason Powell 1 lap down.
Well, he's got to get past Bockover first.
Looks like he actually just passed Aaron Bach
Oh,
over.
he did?
Yeah.
Oh, he sure did.
Yeah, he did.
What? Oh, I know that. Then I went away and looked at the other cars. Excuse me. So now Aaron Bockover will be showing the guy the first lap down, 1 lap down.
So Jason Powell is actually a minute 54 behind your leader. So there you see Jason Powell going into NASCAR 3 and 4, and Justin Boonstra coming out of the chicane, so not that far behind him. Probably I'd see him catching him in the next few laps, comparing their lap times.
Damn, this race goes much. If it would happen to go past 52 laps, I believe Justin would probably lap himself.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, the 23 has been, like I said, all night showed his consistency here on a road course. And when I was starting to broadcast, I mentioned that we may have some road course ringers here tonight. And Justin is definitely showing us that he is the road course ringer of Nascom.
I wonder if he's for hire.
For hire.
Yeah, I wonder if I could pay him to run my car in the league that I run in.
Oh, you're going to have him come in and race for you. Oh, problems again for Mark Arthur. That final chicane biting him one more time. Let's get a replay on the number 12, Mark Arthur. Looks like he goes down into the last chicane. Locks, doesn't lock it up, but he definitely loops it. Right, gets that left rear into the wall a little bit too as Bunce goes by him, but Mark Arthur definitely having a rough night here tonight at the Daytona road course. Definitely
he
unfortunate.
just shut his car off. Is he saving fuel?
I don't hear him shutting his car off.
Before he come into that turn, that last turn he was in, it sounded like his motor was off.
We'll have to keep an eye on that number 12. Maybe he's tried to save a little bit of fuel. Maybe he's got a little plan to maybe gain a couple extra spots. Had a rough race last week as well. Sitting 15th in points right now, which is basically last for the number 12, but definitely got some driver tracks coming up, and you'll see that number 12 back up front.
Yeah, I'm riding along with him now. I want to see what he's going to do.
Back up front.
It sounded like it was turned off.
Back up front, though, the number 23 has caught the number 18 of Jason Powell. Jason Powell looks like he's just going to go ahead and let him by here into turn 1. He definitely does. Boonstra goes by, and that puts everybody but your top 3 1 lap down here.
Wow.
Dalton Kilrow, the closest car to Justin, but
Mark Arthur into the wall.
Mark Arthur into the wall once
He's okay.
again.
He's still moving on the front stretch.
Rough night for the number 12. Definitely a rough night.
And what he's doing, he's clutching it. He's not shoving it off. He's just clutching it.
Maybe he thinks he can make it.
Maybe.
That's going to be a tough challenge because even at a road course, it is hard to save fuel, but maybe a little bit easier here in the Roval side of things. You got those 2 big turns that you can clutch and save fuel coming out of. So James Bunce is off the track in turn 1.
And that gave Mark Arthur a chance to get back around him.
Looks like James Bunce is having some issues. Let's see if we... Yeah, he's sitting there coming out of turn 1. See if we can't get a replay on James Bunce.
Yeah, not a good place to be sitting. He's got his car, that 22 back running again.
Hey, loops it around going into turn 1. Looks like he just got it out of shape under braking. Gets back going, tries to put the power back down and just loops it around again. Gets the nose into the wall a little bit, but good job for him to keep a head on his shoulders and notice that there was cars coming and not back up and get them involved. So good job for the number 22.
Like 23, Justin Boonstra, our leader. Out ready to start working on Jason Powell.
Terry, I'm going to go ahead and have to ask you if you're live, because he done been past Jason Powell.
Who's right in front of him? It's a white car. That's all I can see.
Let's see. Right in front of our leader right now is Tom Miles at number 4.
Okay, my bad. I am live. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just happened to see the white back end. I thought it was Jason.
Yeah, he passed Jason about a lap or two ago. 10 laps ago, though, this time by for the number 23.
So Tom Miles went another lap down.
And I tell you what, the number 23 is no short of the word domination tonight. That car is clean as a whistle. No mistakes so far from what I've seen out of the number 23. Just doing a great job tonight. Putting on a show here. Leading most of the laps aside from green flag pit stops, and just the consistency out of the 23 is just, he's doing a great job.
I just noticed something, Sam. Ian Habiak and Marcus McFadden both have disconnected. They are gone.
Yes, they have. Also, deciding to put the car on the trailer tonight is, unfortunately, the boss, Tex Perry, and the 89 of Brad Kirby. So 4 cars deciding to put the car on the hauler tonight and call it a night. Everybody else trying to get as much as they can. I mean, you're racing for points, Terry. It's a long season, 36 races. We're following the Cup schedule, running Xfinity length races. So it's really important to stay in and get as many points as you can as our leader comes down pit road.
Yeah, and right behind our leaders, Doug Thompson. Justin just went around Doug just right before they pulled into the pits. As I was listening to you say that about points and stuff, Doug Thompson's 8 laps down. You know, he doesn't want to give up yet. I hope he doesn't anyway. I mean, there's still quite a few laps to go here for him to gain some points.
I tell you what, Doug Thompson always, as we see him on pit road, probably going to try and get some of that damage fixed on the front end. Always he's a prior champion here in Nascom for one, and he's always one of the ones you see, even if he gets into an accident, you'll always still see him on the track. So great job for Doug Thompson to tough it out, especially at the Daytona road course, which has been, I could say, at least hell, honestly, for a bunch of drivers here tonight. So Justin Boonstra off pit road. Let's see here. It looks like he decided to take tires.
Yeah, I seen the jacks come down, and he was gone, man. And I think he's going to start working on his next couple guys, maybe. Although Dalton Kilroe's 44.5 seconds behind. Brian Deese is almost 57 seconds behind.
Well, let's see here. The next car. Let's see here. Justin is making the left-hander onto NASCAR. NASCAR 1 and 2, and Aaron Bockover is going to the backstretch chicane, so the next person that he would have to lap, I believe, is Aaron Bockover.
Which is already showing a lap down.
But Justin Boonstra, your race leader, Dalton Kilroe running second, about 19 seconds off of your leader. Brian Deese in that 47 machine, he's about 50 seconds off your race leader, running in third. Aaron Bockover running in fourth. Jason Powell running in fifth. Blake Decker in the 6th position, hanging it in there. Mark Arthur doing the best he can with the rough night he's had in that number 12 in 7th. Tom Miles also having some issues early on. He's running in 8th. James Bunce, 9th place, and Patrick Calgo rounds out your top 10. Doug Thompson still, unfortunately, on pit road. And like you said, Terry, Marcus McFadden, Ian Habiak, Tex Perry, and Brad Kirby all deciding to put it on the hauler and go home.
Yeah, I was watching the 44. Aaron Bacher come down pit road. He's getting fresh skins and a full tank of fuel. But before he could do that, he had to put that car in reverse just a little bit. He overshot his pits.
all valuable time here at the Daytona road course. It's hard once you lose that little bit of time. It's hard to gain back on the track, especially when you got Justin Boonstra out here just wiping the laps out with 8 laps to go here.
This is taking white pretty good because I think last time we said anything, it was 17 laps.
Yeah, I mean, the laps definitely ticking off here. I mean, not too quick, but they're definitely ticking off here. 8 laps to go. Going to be 7 once Justin Boonstra completes this lap.
Start seeing all the lights are coming on here at the track.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that we ended up running here in the nighttime. I'm wondering if maybe that's helping the 23's car. As we know, Terry, you know, nighttime, the track's going to cool down. It's going to tighten these cars up just a little bit. So it could make him a little faster. It could make a lot of other drivers a little bit faster too here now that the sun has gone down.
All right. As let's see, our second place Dalton Kilroy in the 41 is still 19 seconds out behind our leader, Justin. That gap's gets any better.
Right now, Terry, I'm showing 4 people on the lead lap.
Yes, sir, you're right.
So it looks like Jason Powell ended up getting his lap back. He's running, his last lap time was a 1:59.4. Next fastest lap time that time by. Actually, now that I say that, Justin Boonstra sets the fastest lap, I believe, of the race of a 1:56.8. So as I said about the sun going down and maybe helping the cars out, Justin Boonstra proves me right and sets his fastest lap time of the race.
Wow.
He's definitely out there just showing these boys how to get around a road course. Now, my thing is now once we go to another road course, which, as you know, Terry, on this schedule, there's quite a few of them this season. So I'm going to be doing a lot of practicing once it comes time to, once it comes down to another road course. I mean, we got COTA coming up and Road America, I believe they're going to, Watkins Glen, all the usual tracks that they normally run. I know Mark Arthur's a big fan of the Charlotte Roval, but with this road course ringer in here, I'd be a little worried on the road courses.
Yeah, the league I'm in, man, I'm glad we're not doing that many road courses. I'm terrible at them. I love doing them, but I'm terrible at them.
I wouldn't say I'm that great at them, but I do enjoy running a stock car on a road course for some reason. I don't know why. There's something about it. Even if I'm terrible at it and I spin out 50 times, to me it's fun. I enjoy it a lot. Not as much as I would prefer going to Kansas, though. I love Kansas.
I think I like Charlotte and Atlanta. It's probably my Michigan though too. Ryan Dees, he's pushing that 47 just a little much, I think. Just about put himself out in the grass there about 2 turns ago.
All right. That being said, Terry, I'm having another issue of the racing freezing, so we're going to have to be right back once again. Not exactly sure what's going on with iRacing tonight. Yeah, my whole computer's just like freezing up. Yeah, I know, and my shit's just fucking frozen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I apologize for the technical difficulties. iRacing is acting a fool this evening, at least for me.
But same way he's going, I was watching everything. Nothing's really changed. We still got Justin Boonstra up there running first, still walking away from these guys. 23 seconds ahead of second place Dalton Kilroy is 41.
Yeah, Terry, as we've been saying, the 23 doing a great job tonight. 4 laps to go here at Daytona Roval. And iRacing having some issues. Not sure exactly what's going on.
I did go through the field a little bit, Sam, and I stopped on the number 12, Mark Arthur, and watched him go about a half a lap around his track, and believe it or not, he kept it in a straight line.
As we said before, Mark Arthur struggling a little bit here tonight at the Daytona Road Course, but still running in that 6th position, so should be at least a half-decent points night for the number 12.
You hear that?
No, I did not.
And Jason Powell just hollered through comms. How many green-white checkered attempts do they get? Because they're going to need them.
I'm going to go with unlimited.
Yeah.
But coming through the final chicane, coming to 3 laps to go here for the number 23. Just walking away with this race. I mean, doing a great job here tonight. Definitely interested to hear what he has to say. We know he's probably going to be whispering as it's about 5 a.m. where he's at. But
Dalton Kilroy just asked Justin Boonstra to slow down a little bit.
And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize once again for the technical difficulties. iRacing acting up this evening. Not sure exactly why. We'll get it squared away for next week. Could be something going on with iRacing. Could be something on my end. I'm not sure. But we're back. We're going to watch this 23 more than likely take it. Unless he messes up big time, Terry. I mean, we're pretty much looking at our winner right here with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, right now, Dalton Kilroy is working on a lap car of, who is that? I can't really tell. That's Jason Powell. And he's got around him pretty clean. So, yeah, he's still almost 25 seconds behind Justin Boonstra. So, yeah, unless something happens to that 23 car in the next couple laps, I think we know who our winner is.
And we probably know who our top 3 is, too, because Brian Dees is actually, from what I'm seeing, about 51 seconds behind Dalton Kilroy.
I watched Brian, too, while he was trying to get things situated. Brian is so cool on this track, man. He's I don't want to say slow, but he's consistent. And he's hitting his marks every turn.
He's definitely doing a good job.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah, definitely. You and I both raced with Brian, and he's a hell of a competitor.
Yeah, Brian definitely a good race car driver for sure. I mean, he seems to be one of those, what would you call it, Terry, a sleeper. You know,
yes.
He could start in the back of a race, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to see Brian's name up in the front later on in the race.
And he'll sneak up on you.
That is for sure, but it looks like 2 laps to go for the number 23 of Justin Boonstra. As he
goes past the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Past the Ferris wheel, down through the kink. 2 more clean laps for the number 23, and he's going to get his first win here in the Nascom Online Stock Car Series. And also, Terry, it's going to lock him into the playoffs for later on in the season. So
okay.
It's definitely a win and you're in kind of deal. Dalton Kilroy winning last week. That locked him in. So 2 winners in 2 races. I'm interested to see what the rest of the season is going to bring with these boys.
You know, last week we had Patrick Cowgill win the first 25, and plus the only few stages they ran, then come up short on the win because I believe he said he ran out of gas.
Yeah, he did.
But, you know, it's kind of shocking to see Patrick back here in 10th place, 3 laps down.
And Justin Boonstra actually not too far behind him, to be honest. I just looked at Patrick Calgo. He was going into NASCAR turns 3 and 4. And Justin Boonstra just now going into NASCAR 3 and 4. But he's going to go ahead and he's going to come out of NASCAR 4 down to that last chicane that's been troublesome for drivers all night long, except for that number 23. And at 23 is going to come by and take the white flag this time by.
3.5 miles, and Justin's got this in the bag.
It's just got to do, you know, like you said, Terry, 3.5 miles or so and just be clean and smooth. And as long as I think even if he messed up right now, he could still flip it around and get it going again and still win this race.
I was kind of thinking the same thing when he went into turn 1.
I mean, he's got 27 seconds on second place Dalton Kilroe, and then a minute and 20 seconds to third place Brian Dees. And other than that, he's lapped the rest of the field at least once. So
Yes.
Definitely a dominating performance by the number 23. Unfortunately, I wish the broadcast would have went smoother and give him something to watch. But we will recognize, you know, give credit where credit is due, if you will, for a great performance here of the number 23.
Yeah, definitely, man. He's blistered his track, doing everything exactly right that he has to do to keep that car up there. And like you said earlier, Sam, clean. There's not a scratch on him, I don't believe.
No, I don't even think he's lost control of that car once tonight. You could confirm it and see if he has any incident points, but I'm going to go ahead and say he doesn't, I believe.
Well, consider I would have to say he doesn't.
But that being said, the last time through NASCAR 3 and 4 for the number 23, down to the chicane for the final time. He's just got to do 2 more corners nice and smooth. Coming across the start-finish line here, the number 23 of Justin Boonstra gets his first win in the Nascom Online Stock Car Series.
And so I watched him come off that last chicane, and he did not go slow. He punched the gas just like if he was lap 1.
Definitely congratulations to Justin on winning. Your second place finisher, Dalton Kilroe, still needing to cross the line as he goes through the final chicane. Cross the line, Dalton Kilroe is going to take home your second position. Brian Dees still has about a quarter of a lap to go, Terry.
Yeah. He's watching the fireworks from the backstretch.
That's very true. He's still got to go through that last backstretch chicane, and he's got to go through the front stretch chicane yet. But again, if Brian Dees doesn't mess up here, he's going to go ahead and take your third place. As we let everybody else go ahead and get situated here, we'll go ahead and show Justin Boonstra, again, dominating performance by the number 23. Your winner, locked into the playoffs for later on in the season, and a good show by the number 23.
Oh, wrong car. But we still got guys trying to race around the track here a little bit.
Yeah, everybody's still having to complete their race, honestly, as Brian Dees just crossed the start-finish line. Jason Powell still needing to get around the track and finish his race. Looks like Aaron Bockover finished his. Mark Arthur as well crossing the line.
Wait for Jason Powell as he starts down the backstretch.
Seems like everybody else has crossed the line. Jason wants to get that last bit he can out of that car.
Oh, you know, Sam, you're supposed to go to, you see that checkered flag.
That's exactly it. And you know, that's a good fourth place finish for Jason Powell. Good points night for him. Definitely going to be a good points night for Dalton Kilroy. I believe coming into this race, he was your points leader. As he lets Jason Powell go by, Jason's going to come down and do this tough last chicane one more time.
As he pulls into the pits instead of the finish line.
Oh, he must have been finished already before we even knew it. Like I said, these cars were so spaced out. Everybody was, everybody had to finish at their own accord. But you know, again, let's go through the results here. Let's see if I can't pull that up. All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Your race results are on your screen. You got Justin Boonstra, dominating performance, your race winner. Dalton Kilroy in second. Brian Dees in third. Jason Powell coming home fourth. Aaron Bockover, nice top 5 finishing position for the 44 of Aaron Bockover. Mark Arthur, after having a rough night, he's going to finish 6th, 1 lap down. Blake Decker starting in second. He's going to take home your 7th position. Tom Miles in 8th. James Bunce in the 22. He's going to finish 9th. And Patrick Cowgill rounds out the top 10. Doug Thompson staying on track and taking home 11th spot. And then your 4 cars who decided to put it on the trailer early would be Marcus McFadden in 12th, Ian Habiak in 13th, the Boss Tex Perry in 14th, and Brad Kirby in 15th.
Well, did Brad Kirby even take the green flag?
Yes, he did. He had. He was also having kind of a rough night. But I could have swore I seen him take the green flag. I believe he at least ran 1 lap.
Okay, he's just showing 52 down. That's why I was wondering.
So let's see here. We're going to see if we can't get these boys in for an interview, as Brian Dees is still on track. Let's see if I can't get a camera angle of him. Let's see if Brian Dees is in here. Which he is. So Terry, you want to go ahead and take Brian Dees?
I'll take Brian. All
right, we'll bring him in.
Brian Dees, Sam and Terry up in the booth. Got it? Hey, Brian. Brian, whoa!
I got you guys.
I've got a lot of feedback from you, buddy. Hear me now? Yeah, Brian, figure it out. We'll come back to you. Let's go ahead and get second place Dalton Kilroy.
Yeah, seems like he's definitely having some issues there. Not sure what's going on with that, but we'll see if we can't get him back once he gets that figured out. Maybe some TeamSpeak issues or whatnot. But give me 1 second here, Terry. And you want to try Dalton Kilroy?
Yeah, go ahead and pull Dalton in. Dalton Kilroy, Sam Terry up in the booth. Got us?
Yeah.
Hey, Dalton, hell of a race out there. Good news is you finished second. Bad news is you're about 30 seconds behind Justin on that. You know, you won last week, which that boxed you into your playoff there for Nascom. Walk us through your race a little bit, bud.
Yeah. Towards the start of the race, was just content. I was going to be riding behind Mark Arthur and Blake Decker, and then they kind of took each other out going into the second horseshoe in the infield. And I was like, oh, free spots. And then it was just mainly trying to save tires, just turn as many laps as I could, try and minimize mistakes. And just had too many of them to even stay close enough to Justin to even put any sort of pressure on him. And he was just in a league of his own tonight. So I'm glad I could still finish second though. Second's good for me on a road course. I'm never really good on these at all.
Well, Dalton, every time I jumped onto your car watching you, Hey, you seem flawless tonight, so congratulations on your second place. Who you got on that car you want to thank tonight?
I think Dadio's Barbershop, Michael Falk Racing Designs, drjcarton.com, and shoot, I'm forgetting somebody. Yeah, shit.
That's all good, man. I'm sure you said it last week if you didn't say it this week.
Yeah, probably.
Alrighty. Sam, you got anything, Dalton?
No, I'm good, man. Hey, Dalton, good job. Second place finish. You got first place last week and a good second place. Should retain that points lead. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
All right, that was Dalton Kilroe, driver the number 41. Terry, you want to give Brian Dees one more shot before we go to our race winner?
Yeah, let's try it one more time.
All right, here, give me 1 second. We'll get him in here and try Brian Dees one more time. Here he comes.
All right, Brian Dees, you now.
Yeah, you guys hear me?
Oh, there you are. Hey, you sound a lot better that way, bud. But
I don't know what was going on there.
I kind of got into the race late with you guys tonight up here in the booth with Sam, but I watched you out there just like I did Dalton. You seemed flawless. I told Sam, I said, you don't look slow, but you look very, what I want to say, you hit every turn the same on every lap. So walk us through your race a little bit, bud.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to do, is just be consistent, don't make any of the big mistakes. Made a couple here and there, missed the last chicane, I think once. Looped it in the last chicane once, so the last chicane wasn't too nice to me, but other than that, it was a top three. My first race back in Nascom. No, I don't hate it.
But, well, since you missed last week, you're going to need a couple more good finishes like this to put yourself back up there toward the top of them points. There's a Homestead next week, I think. Is that right, Sam?
That is correct.
Okay. So I guess we'll see you at Homestead next week, right?
No, I'm actually gonna miss that one too.
Well, then you're gonna
I'll be on vacation next week, but
okay, but well, congratulations on that third place, and I guess we'll maybe see you in a couple weeks, buddy.
Sounds good.
Have a good night.
See you guys.
All right, that was Brian Dees, driver the number 17, or I'm sorry, 47. Used to the other league. 47, Brian Dees. Terry, there's only one more person left to interview.
Have at it, buddy.
He's been waiting down there for a hot minute. Let's see if we can't get him in here. It's going to be Justin Boonstra. Justin Boonstra, driver the number 23. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, to be honest, that race tonight, for you at least, I'm going to use the word flawless. You definitely showed these boys how to get around this track. How do you feel about getting your first win in Nascom?
Just great. Yeah, I don't know. My second race in this league. I've never been in some sort of race league or whatever. I have a win percentage of 8%, and to kick it off in the second race, it's awesome. Yeah.
So does it? I would assume it gives you some motivation going further into the season, because I don't know if you're aware, this win tonight locks you into the playoffs later on in the season. So does that give you motivation for the rest of the season?
Yeah, of course. I want to increase the gap and gain as many points or playoff points as I can.
Well, like I said, man, watching you tonight, I mean, it was a great race all around for you. I never watched you go off track or anything. Again, flawless race tonight. Is there anybody you'd like to thank on that number 23 team?
I would like to thank my mom and my dad to raise me as a good child, and yeah. That's it, really. And my inner Ricky Bobby, Ricky Craven. Ricky Craven. I messed up the names.
It's all good, man.
I have a question for him, Sam.
Go ahead, Terry.
Hey, Justin, do you do a lot of road racing?
Yes, I do. Do a lot of endurance races on Sundays.
Okay, but so it's not in this car is what I'm asking?
No.
So what? So is there a big difference in how you race these two different cars? I mean, this car we're racing tonight is so much heavier than a lot of the other, road course cars.
Well, that's true. I'm kind of used to the Class A car around Daytona road course. I practiced a bit in the fixed races, and that way I could get a handle of the car to prepare for this race.
I'll tell you what, man, maybe you ought to put a school on, because, all right, buddy, congratulations on that first place.
Thanks. Wait, before I go, I heard an offer to drive one of your cars.
Yeah, I think I better do that myself. But I do appreciate it.
Yeah, let's put it this way. If you drove for Terry, we definitely know something was up on a road course.
Be quiet now.
All right.
But hey, Justin, congratulations again on your first win, and that locks you into the playoffs for this year. So, we hope to be seeing you running up front again, and you go celebrate now, man.
Thanks, Sam, and thank you guys for broadcasting the race all the way.
Not a problem, man. We try to do the best we can. So, hey, you have a good night, Justin, and good win.
Yeah, you too, guys.
As the driver of the number 23, Justin Boonstra, taking it home his first win here in the Nascom online stock car series. And Terry, I mean, with that being said, rough night, but we managed to pull it off. I appreciate you again for showing up, and we're going to go ahead and have to end this one. So without further ado, that's the Nascom online stock car series from the Daytona road course, 52 solid laps. Again, your winner is Justin Boonstra. If you guys want to join the Nascom online stock car series, go ahead and join the Discord, and the text the Boss Perry will get you squared away. Also look them up on Facebook, Nascom online. We're going to Homestead next week. Should be an interesting one. And without further ado, I thank everybody for sticking through this broadcast. It was a rough one. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties, but I appreciate everybody sticking through with it. And we'll get them squared away for next week. But everybody, you take care, and you all have a good evening. We'll catch you in the next one.